Welcome to another segment of AutoCrit's Coffee Break. My name is Bekah Brinkmeier, and I am a best-selling author and author coach here at AutoCrit. I am so excited to be sitting down today with Rita. She is a member of our AutoCrit Pro community and has some really exciting work coming up. We were talking about it before we got online, and I'm very excited with what you're working on, Rita. So why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and give us a little bit about your books?
Well, I've been writing my entire life, I think from the time I was probably six. And I spent 25 years as a journalist. I recently did some short videos for Story Loom. And then I have a one book that I self-published called The Vessel, which is sci-fi. And the one I'm currently working on, which is Once Upon a Broomstick. And it's about a woman who didn't expect to be a witch, but
Okay.
but when her 1,000-year-old grand aunt dies, she is expected to take over the job. And it just so happens that her great aunt is Baba Yaga, the famous Russian witch. I know, but
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you had the Baba Yaga in this.
oh, she's in
Ooh,
there. I know, but she's much nicer variation. And
okay.
so, yeah, and she is going to evaporate, as witches will,
Mm,
and she
as
wants
I do.
Katya, the heroine, to take over the job. But Katya doesn't really want to be a witch, and she doesn't want to live in the northern woods of Maine, and
Okay.
and she doesn't want to pay the taxes on the inheritance, which is worthless. Unless a developer buys it and wants to destroy the cottage and kill all the gnomes and shapeshifters and everyone who lives there. But but with the help of her broom, who is also a love interest, Prince
Okay.
Lloyd, yeah, it's quite a crazy tale, okay? And anyway, but she's going to fight off the developers, and I think everything will come out okay because it's a cozy fantasy, and
I,
everyone loves everyone.
all right. I can't tell you how into this I am right now. Like, I love everything that you've got going on
Oh,
here,
good.
and
Oh,
I
good.
cannot wait till this comes to print
I
because
can't either.
you sold me at doesn't want to be a witch, also
Yeah,
related to Baba Yaga.
there you go.
But now we have some, I am not paying taxes on this witch house that I inherited. Leave me
Exactly.
alone, or I'm gonna sick the gnomes on you kind of
Yeah.
situation. There's so much room for humor there
Oh,
and
it is.
cozy.
It's very. I hope it's very funny because most everything I write is funny, and
Ah,
that's my main shtick.
I love
But
it.
basically, she just doesn't. She would pay the money, but she just doesn't have any because
Fair. Okay.
she just lost her job writing for a plumbing supply company, and we all know how much fun that can be. And
Mhm.
she has very bad luck, and so she just really doesn't have much of a life going for her right now before she gets this inheritance. So, what's a girl to do but set out?
Well, I guess if you hit rock bottom, then you're gonna go ahead and I think sit down there and have whiskey on the rocks because you've
I
got a lot
think.
going on.
Well, actually, it's a lot of vodka, Russian
Vodka, okay.
vodka made
I
by
bought that
Baba
makes
Yaga. But
yeah, there we go. Oh,
she
she's
thinks,
a
yeah, she thinks Baba Yaga's dead, but Baba Yaga just pretends because she doesn't think that she'll be able to, entice her to come up to the cottage, with the chicken feet and everything. I don't
having
think
been to the woods of Maine before, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think to find that Maine would be the location for
yeah.
Baba Yaga's US residence.
Well, that is her US. Actually, they walked across when the ice was complete between Russia and
Hmm.
Canada. They walked across
Okay,
and landed in. They decided to stay in Maine for a while. So it's been
fair
quite some
enough.
time they've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's gorgeous up there and it's very
Yes.
isolated. I
Yes.
believe last time I was in Maine was many years ago, but I saw a moose just appeared out of nowhere and I scared the ever living love out of me. I was like, I've never
Oh
seen a
my
moose
God.
that close, and they're kind of terrifyingly weird animals.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like,
strange looking.
What is that?
The moose.
So I don't like it. Oh
Well,
my
Gotcha
gosh.
had the Raven Barrister shapeshifter that who
Oh,
helps her out, yes. And he's a new kind of a being called a snog.
okay.
Uh-huh. And this is a new creation of mine, one of my favorites. And snogs are just a positive in like tree
Okay.
hollows, and they
Uh-huh.
just wait till somebody dies in the nearby vicinity, and then they have to take over the body. That's why there aren't very many around.
Okay.
This
Fair
is
enough.
yes.
This is delightfully unhinged and I love everything about it. This is
Thank you.
so much fun, Rita. So tell me, do you publish under your full name or do you use a pen name?
I use my name, Rita Kempley, and
Kempley.
everything is
Okay.
Rita at ritakempley.com. And
I love it.
it's there it is, plain and simple. But
Fantastic. Well, I know that you are deep in the editing process with Once Upon a Broomstick, and now I want you to be further along so that I can read this. But what is one editing struggle that you've had as you are bringing these books to market?
oh my God, finding out how bad the first version is. Actually, like everything is in the wrong place. I've had to like move everything back and forth. And then just when I think, oh, it's just right, then I go, oh no, I've revealed that twice in two
Oops.
different chapters. And then I lose more words. So that's the bummer. I keep losing words. And also, you find out it keeps you up at night because all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, that should really be this. That should really be that, you know? And it's just all
Yeah,
kinds of crazy nightmares. We're
it
not,
it
we
can
think
be.
we think we think everything's in the right place, but no. And I learned a lot of that on AutoCrit, by the way. I like listened to one of your talks, and I listened to a bunch of your talks,
Mhm.
and I ran it through the AutoCrit diddly do. I don't know what you
The
call
story analyzer, yes.
it. Story analysis. And so, and that gave me a lot of help finding out, yes, everything was in the kind of wrong place. And I didn't have enough interiority. So I'm learning interiority too. So those are some of my
Okay.
big. Mainly you
You know,
need a lot of chamomile tea to put yourself out at night.
sometimes it's like that. For sure. I've had some books that edit really beautifully, really quickly, and other books where I'm just staring at it going, what have I done?
What is this?
Why did I do this way? What was I thinking? One of the cool things about AutoCrit that I like to use is that chapter by chapter breakdown. So
Right.
when I run it in the story analyzer, then I don't have to be overwhelmed by the entirety of the book at once. I can go
Mhm.
chapter by chapter and I can follow like those plot thread
Yeah.
tracking. I also really like our timeline analysis. Are things happening in the right order at the right time for
There you go.
maximum
That's that was
effect?
that was good because that's what was all
Yeah.
turning out for me. I had some of the things that would be the crucial last moment, all is
hmm
lost, all the way up and toward the front, and that just doesn't work.
No, and I think that it helps you because it doesn't change your work, right? Like
No, not
it
at all.
tells you a little bit about what it thinks you could do to make it
Hmm.
stronger, but it's up to you to make those changes.
Yeah, it's
And I
always
think
up to you.
I think that really helps from a storyteller's perspective because we all have a unique voice and we know we're the creative director for our book. We know where we want it to go. And so if it gives me a suggestion, which it occasionally does, where it's like, you should do
Yeah,
this, I'm like, no, I did
yeah,
that
good.
intentionally. I know you don't like it, but I did it intentionally. There is a point to
Yeah,
this.
there is. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I'm a pantser, and I don't want to give that up. You know,
No, I love the freedom of discovery, and that's why I'm a plantser. Is that
yeah,
because my production schedule tends to be a quick turnaround. I've discovered that for me, I do need a little bit of structure, but I may know my tropes and my themes, and I have a general idea of where we're going or or usually where we'll
yeah.
end up. But how we get there, oh man, that's my character's fault.
Well, yeah,
They're in
that's the
charge of that.
thing. Yes, and they come up, and they that I find that they just where did you come from? You know,
Ugh,
and
all the
they are.
time.
I
It's
love that.
annoying. Oh my goodness. So I am going to wrap up our coffee break with this final question for you, Rita. And it's one that
Okay.
we get a lot as authors. As soon as we tell someone I'm an author, then they're going to ask this, which is what do you write and or where can we find your books? So I know that you said you have one that's out, but
I have one out. It's
Once Upon a
called
Broomstick's not yet.
Not Yet, but the Vessel
Okay.
is out
Uh-huh.
there. That's sci-fi. I think I told you it's about a
Yep.
neurologist who falls for a skateboarder. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
in New York, that's now an archipelago, and it's got everything: mystery, clones, horror, romance, humor, you name it.
Kempley.com. All
Yeah,
right.
RitaKempley.com. And
Fantastic. I will have your links in the caption so that people can easily find you and
you.
get updates on your work.
Okay, thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate this coffee break.
I really appreciate you being on here and sharing your time and your insights and this delightful book that you are working on. I am so excited to see Once Upon a Broomstick in my neighborhood bookstore, hopefully sometime soon. And
Thank you so much for having me. I really had a good time.
thank you. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Keep writing, and we'll see you next time.